It's always something. Okay, guys, hi, welcome. It is Monday, March 16th, and I am here doing a live video, which we do every Monday, where basically I just talk from my heart about what it's like to be healthy, thin, and not be obsessed with food and not have a diet mentality anymore. And today, specifically, because I know you guys like specifics, I'm going to tell you 5 things that people who are naturally thin or have a healthy, thin mentality know. And when you know these and when you adopt these thoughts and replace these thoughts, place your diet mentality with these thoughts, it will help you build your healthy thin mentality. I promise. So I also want to say that every week, I'm giving away a book and a workbook bundle. And last week, our Lenore, hi Lenore, good to see you. You're welcome. I'm happy to be here. We give away a workbook bundle, which is our workbook together. And if you comment, you are in, and I just randomly draw them here. And this past week, we had Donna Jean. So Donna, I hope you're listening again today, whether live or later. Email me at meg@dietsorfattening.com, and you can give me your address, and they will be sent to you. And thanks for commenting. I really love the comments. It helps me know kind of what you guys are thinking and what to focus on. And of course, also YouTube likes comments because it makes it think that what I'm saying might be worthwhile. And what I'm saying is really worthwhile. So let me get to these 5 things that I just kind of thought today, like what are 5 things that, since I've had my healthy thin mentality for the past 20 years, that I know that I did not used to know when I was a dieter, like a lot of you guys have been also. So number 1, now I have a really good understanding of how much food satisfies me. When you're a dieter, you don't. You think that you need more than you actually do, or you think you need less than you actually do. You're not in touch with the approximate amount of food that you need, and that's a really awful place to be, because that means you don't have any internal guidance to know. And again, in order to get that guidance back, you have to quiet your brain and listen to your body. By the way, someone posted an intuitive eating video, which I'm always happy for you guys to post videos from elsewhere, no problem, in our private Facebook group. But honestly, intuitive eating is kind of a catch-all phrase, and what I'm talking about here could be called intuitive eating, but don't be tricked or don't be swayed when you see the term intuitive eating on another channel or in your life somewhere, that it's going to match up with what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is the most basic, least complicated way you could ever have an intuitive eating mindset. And that's where I think the key is. It's in the simplicity. There's a great quote that Albert Einstein said. Yeah, I always want to say Stein, but anyway, Einstein. He said that nature loves simplicity, and it's true. And we just love to complicate things. So the approach here is extremely simple. And if that makes you think that it's not valid, rethink that. If like one of the smartest men ever spoke to that principle of nature loves simplicity, and we are natural beings, and we need to stay with that. So when you build your healthy thin mentality, one of the things that you will find is the thin behavior and the thin mentality allows you to get very connected to approximately how much food you actually need to eat. When you put food on your plate, you get to know how much approximately, when you feel like this in any given moment, you need. And that's powerful. It's powerful. And this is a really important thing that naturally thin people, healthy thin mentality people know. It's you can eat it all, just not all at once. And I've said this a lot before. It's a really great way to not feel that, that you're being deprived, right? Because when you feel deprived when you diet, which is a constant, especially if you're hungry or you're eating something you don't want, you want something else and you can't eat it, that's deprivation, right? It's a negative feeling. It's a negative feeling because Mother Nature gave us that as a negative feeling, so we would fight for ourselves. We would fight for food. We don't need to do that now, but that feeling and that biological instinct is alive, strong within you. So don't mess with it. Instead of it being that denying and negative focus, say, look at all this. I can eat it all, just not all at once. So it's a slight tweak of how you think about things, but it's really powerful. Again, it's simple, but it's powerful. Yes, all that food, wherever you are, all that food you can eat, everything in your house you can eat, just not all at once. That gives you that feeling of of bounty and of enjoying and of being able to have it all, because that's part of our nature too, wanting to have things, and you can, just not all at once. And think about how that simple twist puts a new light on it and makes it very positive as opposed to negative, which again, we don't want to live in that negative world, right? Do we? We're already quarantined. I wanted to talk really quickly about that too. Just because, again, this is March 16th, 2020, just because we are having to deal with this virus and changing our lives and changing our plans. I know when I was a dieter, that would have freaked me out. Like, oh God, what am I going to eat? Oh, I'm going to be home all day. I'm going to want to eat more. If you guys build your healthy thin mentality, and it's nothing, you ride stuff like this, no problem. Because instead of having food coming at you as a power, you go at food as a power, and it's completely different. You're the one in charge. You're the one deciding what to put in your body. You're not threatened by things coming at you. You guys, I promise it's worth the mental effort in the beginning of learning how to think this way. 3, you can always eat more. Like when you're at a meal and you're deciding whether or not you need some more, whether your body is asking you for more, whether you think when you put it in your mouth is going to explode with happiness because you're still really hungry. You can, if you're not sure, healthy thin mentality people, naturally thin people know, well, I can always eat more if I'm wrong. If I stop eating now and I give it a few minutes and I walk away and I put the food away, but like 10 minutes later, I feel like I still want more. You can always go get more. But once you've eaten it, you're kind of done. And then I know some people purge all kinds of ways, including exercise or bulimia and all that stuff. Right, that's really awful. So they're reacting to the fact that, wow, I overate now, this is what I have to do. But so in your life, whether you're a purger, binger, whatever we all are, it doesn't matter. The point is the same. It's that when you're sitting there going, okay, should I eat more? Should I eat more? You say, well, if I eat more, that's a one-way street. I can't go back. So if I can hold back and just make sure that I know, because hunger is, will talk to you. Just listen. And you can just give yourself a minute to decide. Give yourself 5 minutes. Give yourself 10 minutes. And just make sure that hunger is still burning bright. And bright, burning hunger is a beautiful thing, and then answer it. But make sure that's where you are. How do I make my sister eat like that? She is 8 years old and doesn't accept advice regarding eating. She's overweight and her friends at school bully her. What? That's terrible. I'll get to that. I will get to that. That's really sad. I will get to that. Let me finish these other 2 things here. The fourth thing that naturally thin people who are thin and don't worry about it, which there's like 5 people left like that. There used to be a ton, but there's so few people. But luckily, I can key into what they used to be like and what the few that are still remaining are like. And what people like this understand, what I understand now, and I didn't for a long time as a dieter, but I've nursed my healthy thin mentality back to life, and yes, you can do it too, is that eating less food helps you enjoy it more. In other words, when you're a dieter and you're constantly going on restrictive diets or overeating in between diets, it's never enjoyable because you're either restricting and feeling poorly or you're overeating because, hey, this is it. That's not good either. But when you learn to taper your food to match what your body is actually craving by listening to the only thing you need to listen to, which is hunger, and you can hear it, just keep quiet, just listen for hunger, then that is where you will find the most enjoyment from food. Because when you're eating without guilt, without fear of a diet in the future, or fear of just reprimanding yourself for the next 3 days over what you ate, it makes it so much more enjoyable. That's where the joy of food is. That is where health is. That is where stress-free eating is, and that is where you want to be, I promise. And the last one is when you are a naturally thin person, it's really fun to decide what to eat. Versus when you're a dieter, frequently it's super stressful. Or if you can't get the exact right thing that you think you needed, or that this program told you to have, or oh, can't have any butter in that, so boy, I just can't eat it at all, or whatever. All those rules. When you can't get that, you feel very like threatened, and you feel like, okay, well, now I've blown it. Now what do I do? I won't eat anything, or I'm just going to overeat and eat all of this. That kind of thinking. When you have a healthy thin mentality, deciding what to eat is really fun. It's part of it. All the negativity that's around food and eating goes away when you build your healthy, thin mentality. That is what you need to do. That is what I'm here to help you with. Let me go to this question. So if you have an 8-year-old sister, child, friend, whatever, the best thing to do is to model your own behavior. So if she looks up to you, which I bet she does, then you, and I'm sorry, I don't want to say your name because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. Yosser, if you can show her what it's like to eat with hunger and to refuse to eat when you're not hungry, because it's not good when you're not hungry. Food is, it's okay, but it's like it's not answering a biological urge, so it's much less enjoyable, right? Mother Nature gave us these urges in order that we would satisfy them and match them up. So just shoving down food when you're not hungry, you may be used to doing that. You may think it's okay, but man, once you get hooked in, keyed into eating with hunger, you won't believe how much better it is. And I know, like as a dieter, I had no idea what that even felt like anymore because I was so used to just constantly being on a diet and you just, okay, I'm going to eat this today and I'm going to eat it at 9, 12, I'm going to have a snack at 4, eat dinner at 6 and nothing else until, that's just not fun, guys. And it doesn't work. It'll help you lose weight temporarily, only to gain it back super fast, make you more attracted to food. That stuff I say every week. So make sure that you understand that if you want to help someone younger than you in your house, whatever, just it's more important to keep your mouth quiet and to instead of telling them what to do, you being the one showing them by what you do. And actions speak so much louder than words, and that's what you want to focus on. Okay, so that is what I would implore you to do. And if you're wondering if it's worth the effort, or again, if this is so easy, how come not everyone does it? Again, it's because no one's out there telling you how to do this properly. There's still a lot of rules when you look at intuitive eating programs. There are